Hey, how's it going everyone? This is Alexander here, and today I'm going to start a new series called Annoying Ghost Trick. As you all probably know, in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a lot of decks that we don't want to face when we're playing. For example, Nurse Burn, Exodia, and of course, the Ghostricks. Now, in my opinion, Ghostricks are the most annoying archetypes of the game, because they always flip summon and reflip their monsters, which allows them to reactivate the effect of their monster every time. And they're using several cards that help them to gain these effects once again and to slow down his opponent. Good cards that they use that are actually bad for us players that don't play Ghostricks are Book-a-Moon, Sword of Concealing Lights, your field spell Ghostrick Mention, Ghostrick Scare, and Needle Sealing. Actually, Needle Sealing is a very good card for Ghostricks, because this card only targets face-up monsters while Ghostricks are always face down, so they keep their monsters alive. Some of their monsters are also annoying, like Ghostrick Jackfrost, Ghostrick Lantern, and Ghostrick Nikomusune, and also Ghostrick Skeleton. As a Yu-Gi-Oh player, we don't like to face those cards because we never know what is going to be activated next after we do our plans. They can be very good honestly, but I'm not criticizing them. But the thing is, when you know you're going to OTK, you're like, okay, it's game. And then, nope, Jack Frost, flip face down and special itself after. And you're like, oh crap, what did I do? You screw yourself, that's the point. It happens to all Yu-Gi-Oh players to be wrecked by a Jack Frost, that's for sure. It happens to me. So now let's go to that replay, and for the series I will only use replay because I can't guess which deck my opponent will play. So I play with my Fire Fist-Lightsworn, as known as Beast Warrior. And I start with a very bad hand, as you see here. I start with 2 of the 3 wolves that I play in my starting hand. When I see that, I was like, come on, Yu-Gi-Oh, don't do this to me. At least I mill the 3rd one later. So I only set cards like my opponent, and after a few turns we will be able to establish our field and all this stuff here. My opponent has 2 monsters on board right now, so he will begin to recycle the effect of his monsters. That Nikozumi, as you probably don't know for this effect, it says addition to defense position, when a level 4 or higher monster is normal special summon, change that monster to face down defense position. So when I normal summon my gorilla, he activates its effect. So I just chain because I don't want my gorilla to be flip face down, but he chained Book-a-Moon to flip it. And I was like, no way, what is this? He really wants my monster to be put face down, that's for sure. So my gorilla is face down, and my chain was not useless. Actually, negates the effect of Ghostrick Cat Girl. That's his name is Japan. But I prefer the same Cat Girl, that same Nikomusume. It's too long, and I don't know what's this. So let's call it Cat Girl because it's so hot. Cat Girl. All right. So you want to push her as hard as possible to flip my monster face down. So if he begins now here to normal summon and flip them face down, so you protect them for cards like Needle Sealing and face down just here. Alright, in my draw, I flip summon my gorilla, then I normal summon my bear, and then I begin to attack. And then bam, Needle Sealing. Who will be destroyed? My monsters and his cat girl. And those 2 here will stay. That's so bummer for me, because it ruined my plans, obviously. And I have no cards in my graveyard yet. No, I have 3 after that. So we begin to establish a field after that. He destroyed my set cards, so basically he will burn me for 2,000 with his 2 monsters after that. And then he banished my top 2 cards from my deck, and it was, I'll just pause that. It was a Felice and a Dawn Knight. So my second card was a Felice, so I can mill a Felice to use its effect to pop a card. But anyway, for Needle Sealing, if you don't know what is it, for this effect, it's when there are 4 or more monsters on the field, destroy all face-up monsters. Very, very useful for Ghostrick because their monsters are always face down. He protects his monster from being destroyed. And at the opposite of me, that I want to attack and pierce his monsters, and it doesn't happen. Alright, so now he's taking advantage of the game because I lose 2,000 life points yet. And then I darkle the field because I don't want to lose any more damage. And I set Breakthrough Skill, because Breakthrough Skill is also a great card against Ghostricks because you can negate their effect very easily. Alright, so that's probably the annoying part of Ghostricks, when they are flipped face down and when they're flipped face up and then they reflip the face down, because they don't want to be destroyed and their effects are recycled on and on and on. So that's why I call Ghostricks, I guess, because they are all the monsters of Ghostricks R-type are basically like ghosts, spirits, or something, and when they are doing their trick, they disappear as ghosts. So that's why we call this archetype Ghostricks. Isn't that wonderful? You now know how the Ghostricks was invented. Alright, so in my draw phase I go for my Lumina, but I don't have any more targets, so I just have to pay 500 to lose 500 to my opponent. Oh yeah, that Ghostricks mention here. Ghostricks mention, if you don't know the effect of that field spell card, it's very annoying. Its effect is, monster cannot attack face down defense position monsters, but they can attack directly if all monsters their opponent control are face down defense position. All effect damage and battle damage inflicted by monsters other than Ghostricks monsters is half. So basically, if I want to attack my opponent, all the attack of my monsters will be half. Alright, let's move on. So Lumina deals me a Dawn Knight, but the Dawn Knight returns on top of my deck because it's the only light monster I have in my graveyard. If you see, I have only 3 Fire Fists actually. So now he's waiting for turns, establish my field, so I just double summon Dawn Knights and I begin to pull him as much damages as possible, because I don't want to lose against that archetype Ghostricks. I don't want to lose them against them, and I try to burn as much damage as I can. And for the Mail of Lumina, I was hoping for a Solar Recharge or something, or Felice or Wolf, but no, nothing. So if you want to try to OTK against Ghostricks, you won't be able with that field spell card. By the way, if I can say something else about Ghostricks mention. Alright, so as you can see now, on his hand he has a Darkle and a Sword of Concealing Lights. And then I was like, okay, why you need Darkle when you can flip your monster face down? Because the monster of your opponent, actually, not just his own monsters. So for me, the first option for Ghostricks players are flip face down, and then after that is destroy. Okay. So Sword of Concealing Light, as you will see, will be activated, and my 2 monsters will be flip face down. So I can put them into attack position, because the effect of Sword of Concealing Light, if you don't know what it's when this card resolves, all monsters your opponent control, when this card was activated, are changed to face on defense position. So I can double summon more monsters, and it won't be affected by Sword of Concealing Lights. Only the 2 monsters here will be affected by its effect. Monster your opponent controls cannot change the battle position, and you destroy this card after a second standby phase after activation. So overall, it also means you can play for 2 turns. So you just have to gather some monsters to burn in some damage. And don't forget, I just draw for a Cure Bandit, I normal summon it, I burn for 500, and then I use its effect hoping for a Solar Recharge. And I see that Soul Charge, so I take it. And Dawn Knight returns on top of my deck again. Alright. So now I'm waiting for the end of the activation of the Sword of Concealing Lights. And like I said, I try to burn as much damages as possible from now. So I just wait until the end of the turn of Concealing Light, and after that I can reflip my monsters to burn more damages. And Ghostricks Mary is activated after that, and he appears to summon a doll again. So another monster that I can't get rid of. He has now 3,900 life points, and Ghostricks dolls will lose effect, and I negate with Breakthrough Skill, but Ghostricks Out was there, or Ghostricks Vanish. Draw into a Raiden, and I got Bombless. And he didn't use his Darko for this turn. I think that he would use his Darko, and it would be better for me, for him. And for me, it would be very bad. So, and then I go for Lava Ultimate Chain. I just send my Felice to the graveyard and special summon it so I can pop his monsters. And if middle third wolf here, so now that I have a Lightsworn in my graveyard, I can use Luminous Effect to discard one of my wolf and special summon it. And then all the damage will be halved, and then it will be game. And also Cowboy, that it will do with both wolf, his battle damage will be halved. So I have precisely 400 life point to burn with Cowboy. So that's it. Yeah, you see how Ghostricks can be so annoying just for trying to win a duel. So that field spell right here, you got the Swords of Concealing Lights, some monsters that prevent you to OTK, and some traps like Needle Seeding that can get rid of your monsters, and his opponent will stay with these monsters. This is like crazy, and Ghostricks are more like a defensive deck than an offensive deck, as I prove in this replay. So yeah, that was my first episode of Annoying Ghostricks. There will be more episodes of that if I play against Ghostricks and they are as annoying as in that duel. So feel free to give this video a like if you want, and if you have some comments to share, just also feel free to write them down below. Also, I put a link down below for the deck profile of my Beast Warrior deck, or Fire Fist-Lightsworn, if you want to say it in that way. Also, if you want, you can also click on the subscribe button if you like this video, and if you have also some ideas for me, you can also write them down in the comments down below, and I will read them with pleasure. Alright, so thanks for watching. Guys. This is Alexander signing out.